Hey everybody, this is Manny over at JRN Ladies, and the JRN Nation Fishing Team. I got Sean here, I got Bella here, and we've got Mike Longman from Look Marketing and Sea-Doo, and he's here to tell you about the new 2025 models. We've got the Fish Pro Apex 300, we've got the GTX 325, and we've got the new Sea-Doo Switch Fish. And Mike, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how long you've been with Sea-Doo, and a little bit more of when you were a sea deck.
Yeah, man. I've been in the marine industry for a little over 10 years now. So started out in more the conventional boat space, doing sea deck or EVA foam flooring. About 3 years ago, I made the exciting move here to join the team with Sea-Doo and really just go head first into watercraft. And it's been a really exciting journey. So hopefully we can educate you guys today and teach your viewers a little more about these really cool new products.
Sounds great. Let's get started on the Fish Pro Apex, man. What do you got to show us?
Absolutely. So, you know, for the hardcore fisherman, the person who really wants every feature, the Fish Pro Apex is a limited edition. So as of now, this is only going to be produced for model year 2025. And it's it takes all the things that were really great about the Fish Pro Trophy and other Fish Pro units, and it takes all that and then adds some extra icing on top with some other really cool new upgrades and features to make this a truly premium level fishing watercraft. So, you know, the first thing to start is the visuals, right? So we have a new exclusive color scheme. It's a matte finish. It's called Shark Gray over Nori Green, and it's really sharp. It has that kind of a wilderness look to it, and
it's pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. It's one of my favorites for sure. And then, you know, you can't escape the obvious thing you notice when your eye meets it is the touring windshield. Okay, so this is great for a lot of reasons, but specifically people who might be riding when it's a little cooler out. I don't know about you, I was getting a little chilly this morning crossing the lake, and I wish I was behind it. But that's really nice. So it's retractable, and you put that on there, and it's going to let you lengthen your day and reduce rider fatigue. Also, your grab rail in the bow, that's nice just for beaching, gives the unit a little more versatility, and those are features that are very reminiscent of the Explorer Pro, as I'm sure you recognize. So again, we're on the ST3 hull, just like the Fish Pro Trophy. And as far as a fishing standpoint, we'll talk about some of those features. So we're still going to have the 7.8-inch multifunction display, but instead of a 7-inch Garmin Echo Map, we are now using a 9-inch display there. So we're still going to have your in-hole transducer. The functionality is still going to be relatively the same, but it's going to be much easier to see. So hopefully you're going to be able to see more fish, catch more fish, and just generally make life a little easier on your eyes. So that's a big part of what makes this machine a bit different. Another part of it that we really like to show off is, of course, the 13.5-gallon live well cooler combo. So we're going to have the integrated live well pump, which will let you convert this from a functioning live well to a functioning washdown, right? Which we can just quick disconnect here if we have some blood and guts or just some dirt on the boat we want to take off. And it's also going to come with 7 rod holders versus the Trophy, which had 5. You can now have even more possibilities to bring all your favorite gear, right? So of course they can integrate on the cooler any place you want. It can also go up here on your front clips.
On both sides,
On both sides, that's right. And it does come with the cup holder as well. The anchor is still there, right? So if you're collapsible anchored with a deployment bag and line, that's also going to be there, as well as the pedestal fishing seat, right? So I think what catches a lot of people's eye that aren't familiar with this unit right off the bat is the fact that we have a traditional pedestal style fishing seat, right? That is just so simple to put up. I love showing this to people because it's always a oh wow moment, you know, if you've never seen it before. So that's all modular. And then in our 25-gallon front storage here, we've got the seat back. It clips right on there. Swivels around any way you like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So again, that's a carryover. A couple of things that are not carryovers, get back to the new, right, is these retractable stern cleats. So this is a new product here from Sea-Doo and a new feature that is going to make life a lot easier for some people. It adds additional tie-off points, and it's going to be just a standard cleat design like on a regular boat. So you can, you know, use your regular dock lines a little more easily with those. And what's nice is they collapse when you're not using them, out of the way. So you don't have to worry about tripping on them or snagging stuff. Probably for a lot of people, the most exciting new thing about this watercraft is the fact that we've integrated our 300 horsepower Rotax A1630 engine in here. right? So this is not a brand new engine. It's the engine that we've used in GTX Limiteds of the past, as well as some of the older RXPXs and TXs.
Tried and true.
It's tried and true, right? So, you know, this is going to get you to the fishing spot really, really fast. So for people who say you're into a competitive fishing, you know, this is for someone who's hardcore, right? Not to say average Joe can't go have a great time with this. That's not what I mean. But if you just need that speed for a tournament application or fishing or what have you, this will hold up to the big bass boats, and this is going to be really, really quick. So not only will it get you to the spot faster, but it's just a heck of a lot of fun to drive and ride as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, other thing that's going to come with stock, you're going to have the BRP premium audio system, the 100-watt system there, Bluetooth integrated, of course, so that'll come standard on this. It's going to have the Explorer touring seat, so that's that extra padded, wide, comfortable seat. You know, angled footrest here if you were to stand on the side and fish off the edges. So again, all those things that made the Fish Pro a really special, unique fishing machine, plus.
Amen, amen. Can you tell us a little bit about the 9-inch GPS?
Absolutely. So it is a Garmin Echo Map, right? So it's the same unit model-wise as you'll see on a lot of our other products, but in a simply bigger size. Right, so it's from a sonar a standpoint and a chart plotting standpoint. The functionality's there. What's so great about Garmin products, well, I love them, is they're just so easy to use, right? Like you don't need to be a computer engineer to just jump in and figure out what you need to do with these machines. So that's also really nice.
And it's got a trolling mode, right?
Yes, so we do have trolling mode. So it's got, you can select a speed within 1 mile an hour and 9 miles an hour, right? So, you know, what that enables you to do is to go slower than regular idle, right, for fishing. So because a lot of times straight idle might be a little quick, depending on if you're trolling live bait or whatever you're doing. So the trolling mode allows you to slow that speed down even more, and just by the use of your thumb incrementally accelerate or decelerate to bring that speed up or down.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about the storage.
Yeah, I mean, this is hallmark to this ST3 hull design, and I think it's one of the best features about this platform is the easy access storage, right? So no longer do you need to climb over the controls to get into your front storage there. That's 25 gallons. We've got our organizer in here at the moment, but that unit allows you to do that safely. Right, so again, safety. Sea-Doo's always thinking about safety, whether it's front and center in the marketing or not. Everything we do is to make the experience of riding more fun, more easy, and always more safe.
All right, now we're gonna move on to the GTX Limited with Mike. Come on over here.
All right.
Now, what do they call this color right here?
So this is a teal metallic. It's also available in our pearl white. Right, which I think we've seen before, but this is really sharp. I like the way the sun hits it. You know, as a lot of these can be, when you look closely at it in the sun, it almost looks like a different kind of blue. It's one of my favorites. So
got a little flake to it.
Yeah. It's got a shimmer for sure in the sun. So this is the GTX Limited 325. So Manny, this is basically taking, I mean, the GTX Limited is always our premium luxury touring model. So again, it's kind of a similar theme as to the Apex, right? Is we're taking a top tier model and we're really just adding on some new features that are going to make this easier for people to ride, more fun, and it's going to be a lot more powerful as well because of the new power plant in it. So we can start the walk around on this one. I mean, the first thing that you're going to notice on this machine here is the 10.25-inch touchscreen display.
That's the first thing that sticks out right there.
To me.
Yeah.
That's
what
you too.
Loves it for. Yes.
Yeah, and that's a really neat display. It was introduced to Sea-Doo last year on the Switch Limited, and this is its first introduction on watercraft. So this is a really neat display, and it takes a lot of the great functionality that we had on the 7.8-inch, and in my opinion, it makes it even easier to use, right? It's more user-friendly for the people who are used to smartphones and the way that our technology now works, right? So I think our brains have become rewired in a way to think of life in apps. And
exactly.
And just the way we look at things and visualize. So this machine has been optimized to cater to that way of thinking, right? So, and it's going to do everything and more that the other displays are going to do. So everything from your regular engine functions, speedometer, tach, compass and diagnostics, that type of thing, to navigation with BRP Go. You know, once you integrate the BRP Go app, you have full color navigation maps where you can, you know, we're riding the winding St. John's River today, and it's pretty helpful sometimes to know exactly where these tributaries run and everything else. And I like using BRP Go app in these situations. It's also kind of neat because you can follow other riders. You know, you can integrate with your riding group, you can plan rides, and it really gives you a lot of extra information. It's also going to be your media hub, right? So your Bluetooth connectivity there, that's where all your sound and media is going to be generated from. And it's all, you know, I'll show you guys here. We can shoot this after and I'll show you, but it's super intuitive to go through and find what you need to find.
Now, here's my question though.
Yeah.
How does the touch screen work when it's wet?
It works.
Just works great?
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with it.
Okay, so you still scroll and everything?
Yeah.
No issues? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem, so not to say...
I noticed
not
the
to say
buttons
you
here
might
gone
notice.
too.
That's correct, because it's all integrated. So now you're going to have those buttons over here on your handlebars.
Oh.
So that's another distinction of this unit, right? So because we've got our new multi-function display, we've also changed the way you interact with it.
So everything on the handlebars completely changed, basically. Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, obviously your start and stop button and a few other small things are the same, but for the most part, the idea, it's a touchscreen, but it's also, you know, when you're riding at speed, you can operate that multi-function 100% from your fingertips. And that's why you see this changed.
No more leaning over to change the song.
No, no, and that goes back to safety, right? So,
right.
I mean, any minute that you don't have to take your hands off the controls is an opportunity to be safer.
Exactly.
And that was the idea behind that, as well as just ease of use. It becomes, you know, you ride this machine and very quickly it becomes intuitive, you know, to operate.
Yeah, it becomes second nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and I've noticed it's got a lot of dedicated stuff, just not one button for everything. So
that's
VTS right here.
Yep.
Your scroll, your apps, everything. Yep. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got sound over on the right. Your volume there is a dedicated volume button on your right hand. Cruise dedicated. So yeah, it's everything. It's not meant to just be new. It's meant to make life better and life easier for the rider. Right.
Right.
And safer, like I said.
And of course, the upgraded engine.
And the upgraded engine. So those are, you know, arguably two of the biggest things that's new with this. So not only is the screen there, but what we've done is we've taken it had a 300 last year, and we've put our 325 in that was released last year in a performance segment, right? And the thing about that engine is, I know you guys know because we talk shop at other times about those units, but for your viewers, for those that don't know, this 325 engine is not simply the 300 with a new supercharger put on it. This is a completely redesigned performance engine, right? Everything from forged rocker arms to coated pistons, a larger rectangular air intake, a new ECM. And the supercharger itself is completely new as well. So it's a maintenance-free supercharger. It uses a planetary gear system inside that spools up to close to 100,000 RPMs.
Wow.
Right? So it's an extremely performance-oriented engine, and it's just really quick. So in the performance model, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Right,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
scary fast on the water.
Yeah, it's fast. It's quick.
Yeah,
quick.
Yeah, it's quick. So, you know, and beyond that, we can walk around some of the creature comforts. So we've talked about some of the, you know, performance and new technology. But again, this is designed to be a luxury. This is a posh, comfort-focused machine.
Right.
So we like to tell people, you know, you picture, I was telling Bella earlier, you picture if James Bond was to go out and own his own watercraft. We think it would be this one because not only does he have the ultimate performance and speed to catch the bad guys, but he's got a luxurious experience. You know, everything from your ergo-lock seating is super comfortable for the rider and the driver and passengers. Premium matting at the back. I don't think we touched on this yet, but this is the only other model in addition to the Apex that's going to come with our pop-up stern cleats standard, IDF standard. Obviously, we talked about our sound 100 watt BRP premium audio system. Really, you just think all the features that can make this more enjoyable are added out of the box, right? So premium from the factory.
Gotcha.
Now I noticed on the 25 models and the 24 models as well, the performance machines, they were not standard with IDF. However, this 325 layout is standard with IDF.
Yeah, no, that's a really good observation, Sean. So that wasn't by accident, of course. Nothing is. The reason that was removed is because the performance machines are lean and mean. They're made for buoy course racing, offshore racing, and they're made to be slick and streamlined out of the box. So that was based on feedback from racers and riders. They preferred to have those machines with as few non-essential functions as possible. And the thing about that too is the most of the folks that are racing those machines are offshore and out in open water, where they're not as likely to be sucking something up or getting something in their intake to where they would need IDF.
Which is very easy to do on a river like this.
Right, and that's why it's on this machine. Right, so you still won't see it there, but you're going to see it on this machine because the rider of the GTX Limited is more likely to be in a situation, like you said, around here or a place like it where that would be a really essential tool to have.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
How well does it do with multiple passengers and gear at the same time?
That's a great question. So, obviously we're still going to have link points integrated on the GTX. It is a 3-up, so you can bring your friends and your gear too on this. What comes to mind is, here's the important thing about it. And this becomes really evident like on the Fish Pro and on the Explorer Pro when you're loading up for maybe a multi-day trip. Where you're going to bring overnighting gear and luggage and all that types of stuff. It's 100% made to do it, and that's why we make our link cases and boxes and all those things. However, it's super important that when you load up the watercraft that you pay attention to weight distribution, meaning you don't want all your heaviest gear in the back corner here and then you have a bunch of light gear over here.
Right.
Because you will notice when you go to ride that you're going to be either tilted over or maybe you're getting a little wet if you're heavy forward. So I tell people it's a lot like, you see people that are out on touring bicycles, riding long distance and things. They also have to pay attention.
Absolutely.
You don't put all your gear in one saddle and not the other.
Right.
So yeah, to answer your question, Bella, it's made for that. It's obviously got the power to bring these things. But yeah, you just want to be careful and make sure that you get balanced out before you really get going a long ways. Oh, hey, Manny.
How you doing?
I'm just taking in the sights here. I was thinking about whether I want to move my pedestal seat over here.
Oh, that's
Get into
great.
a better position for fishing.
Great. Hey guys, this is Manny over at Jet Rider Nation, and I'm with Sean, our fishing expert from Jet Rider Nation Fishing Team, and Bella from JRN Ladies, and we're going to show you the new Sea-Doo Switch fish. We've got Mike Longman here from Look Marketing and Sea-Doo, and he's going to give us a whole walkthrough on everything that's included on this watercraft. So I'll let you get to it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, Manny. So this is a really exciting one for me as a fisherman too. This is a boat that's going to give a new opportunity to a whole bunch of users that have already been experiencing some of the great benefits of Switch, right? So basically what we've done here is we've taken all the things about Switch that made it so easy for people and adaptable. Your modular tile flooring system that allows you to move around all your seats and equipment. And the ease of use with the Rotax engine, jet drive, IBR, and all the factors that make this a really easy boat for especially new owners. And what we've done is we've introduced a whole series of fishing specific accessories and also built-in functionality pieces like the trolling motor here in the live well and things that will allow you to make this in a moment's notice a family cruising boat to hardcore fishing and back just with a few simple actions and movements around the boat. So yeah, Manny, there's a whole host of things on this boat here that are going to make it really attractive for people that want to get out and do some serious fishing. So I'm just going to run through those kind of piece by piece. First one of my favorites and one of the most obvious here is now you have fishing pedestal seats that integrate with your modular tile system so they can be moved around from location to location. You can spin them around, you can bring the front of the boat, the back of the boat. You can take them out of the boat if you don't want to use them. So that's really neat. Another nice thing about this is for people who already own a Switch and might want to integrate some fishing focus features, you can get a hold of this seat. It's going to work with your existing Switch deck. So that's a really neat feature. Moving on, the rod holders, right? So these are going to go on the switch rail, and they're going to be interchangeable onto other boats. These are great because what I like about it is you can take them from any location. So say, for instance, we're going to anchor up by that dock. Oh, now we're stern in.
Just
I can
move
go
on
back,
over.
clip it in, and ready. So, you know, it's taking that modular theme that the Switch is so famous for. You know, the idea that you can adapt in a moment's notice to whatever you want to do that day, that minute, and it's adding a fishing flavor to that and giving more options and opportunity.
And making great use of the rail.
Again,
Yes.
It's a great system, and you know, this wasn't a last minute idea. You know, this was part of the master switch plan, right? So when this boat was developed, it was developed with that modular nature in mind, knowing that, hey, this is a platform that can be optimized to so many different things, right? So now we've just gotten to the next level of that plan. Sure. More rod storage here. This is a vertical rod racks. These are really clever, and I think one of the nice things about these is they're lockable, right? So you can store your rods there, and say you need to run up and get some bait or something and leave the boat unattended for a minute, you can just put a padlock there and lock those up.
That's amazing.
Which
yeah.
is kind of nice, you know,
Yeah.
depending on where
Or
you
if
are.
you store it overnight, whatnot.
Yep.
And lock it all up.
Yeah,
Great.
it's really neat feature. You know, taking notes from our Fish Pro line here, we've got a multi-function cooler live well combo, right? So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be an 18-gallon unit here. It's going to be a live well fed off of an internal pump in the hull. You can see the pickup there and the drain line. And what's cool about this is just like on the Fish Pro, quick connect, turn it into a washdown too.
Oh,
So a lot of versatility with that. Again, tying in the fishing features. You know, moving on to the more technical aspects, you now have two Garmin EchoMap 7-inch displays. So you're going to have a standard 7-inch EchoMap at the helm. That's going to read off an in-hull transducer that comes mounted from the factory. And then you're also going to have a front machine. So this is again a 7-inch EchoMap, but this is going to read off a transducer. You can see there is mounted on the bottom of the Garmin Force. Yep, tracking trolling motor. So what's neat about those two is they'll talk to each other. So because now you have two transducers, you have two bottom readings, you can sync the machines together, you can split the screen, you can have it charts, transducer 1, transducer 2, and you know, everything in between. So depending on what you want to do, what you like, you know, a lot of customization. Again, I mentioned it there when we were talking about Garmin earlier today, but really easy to use functionality there.
And it's convenient too, because you can be at the helm and cruise over a spot that's holding fish and
Yep.
set up where you want to
And
be.
set up, yeah, so that's, I mean, that leads right into the trolling motor, right? So you look at what makes this boat unique, and arguably this trolling motor is one of the biggest additions. So this is a Garmin Force Kraken model trolling motor. It offers 80 pounds of thrust, it's got a 57-inch shaft in it, and it's complete with spot lock technology like Sean was just talking about. You know, it's gonna have a remote with it that you can get right onto pinpoint accuracy to stay in one spot. You can cruise up and down a shoreline by entering a series of waypoints that you want it to automatically follow. And really what makes this extra unique is the fact that it very easily disconnects off of that front mount and moves up, and it stores underneath these two seats and, I'm sorry, these three seats and this modular box here.
Okay, so this doubles as a storage as well as a seat.
That's right, depending on if you have the trolling motor. Now you don't need to take the trolling motor off to go run around, as you know. But say for instance, I'm done fishing for the day, the week, and we're gonna take the kids tubing, right? We want to convert this over to a family cruiser. You can easily get that out of the way and stow it and put it back there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
You know, speaking of which, we just opened the doors there, but we now have 4 access doors on all 4 corners.
That's one of my favorite
the
features
boat,
right there, yeah.
to where you can, you know, access to and from the dock, or if to make fishing, so you want to land a fish. On the back, those 2 corners open as well, so you have walking access onto the swim platform.
That's my favorite part right there. The accessibility right there.
It's a really nice feature to have on the boat, and again, it makes the boat more adaptable, right, to do different things. So we've talked about our rod holders. This boat comes, by the way, it comes with 4 of these standard. Comes with the 2 vertical rod holders, and then everything else we've talked about, 2 pedestal seats. And then everything else, excuse me, like I said, that makes the Switch already such a versatile, good family boat, those elements are still there too.
Right.
Right? So you're getting this package with the ability to do more, as well as all the things you could do initially with our initial designs.
I see you've got the light on the top too.
Absolutely, we've got
nav light.
Yeah, we've got a LED masthead light up top there. Also the addition of LED dome courtesy light, which is nice. You know, if you're loading up your gear early in the morning, gives you a little extra visibility in the cockpit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is also a nice feature.
It's honestly underpriced for everything that you get.
You know, and that's been the case with Switch since the beginning. That was part of the rationale behind developing this product in the first place, right? Is to create a boat that would allow people to do all the things you can do on an expensive boat at a price that, you know, some more regular people can afford.
Right. If you were to get another pontoon, just a regular pontoon, and start outfitting it not only with the engine,
oh gosh,
but you're talking with all the features that this has, I mean, you're talking 80, 100. I mean,
easily. I mean, as we all know, the price of boats has gone up tremendously since COVID, and you know, there's a 230 horsepower with a trailer included, under $50,000.
Yeah.
I mean, is pretty unreal.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's
What I
pretty
really love about this boat is that, as my husband, he's a fisherman.
Yeah.
I sometimes play, but with this boat, you can do both. Like, I could sit in the front, relax, and he can go in the back and fish and enjoy himself all at once.
That's the idea, Bella.
That's the awesome part about this boat. I really like it.
I appreciate that you recognize that. That was the intention, right? It's just like our Sea-Doo watercraft lineup, right? The idea is that there's something for everybody, right? And trying to make this lifestyle and boating accessible and easy for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
The fact that it's modular like the other Switches, if you want to just go out just yourself and take everything out and bring a bunch of gear, it's
Sure.
just pull the yellow tab and go.
That's it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a really neat machine, and like I said, I think what's cool about this boat too, and just in my personal opinion, you know, I fish a lot, is the fact that these are real deal components, right? So it's not just adding a little rod holder and a cooler and calling it a fishing model. Like these are very legitimate fishing products that are used on very high-end fishing boats across the world. So you've integrated top-notch technology to make it, like I said, a very capable and legitimate fishing boat.
And comfortable.
And comfortable too. You can still take a nap in the back.
I might want to get rid of mine, get one of these, man.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about the color before we go.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously can't miss that. So we've introduced another color for the bow. This is called a wilderness green. Okay, so it's just gonna fall a little more in line with that outdoorsy theme of fishing. I quite like it. So also going to introduce, instead of a white side paneling, it'll have gray on it, and that'll be
that gray.
Yeah, that is the single color. So that's going to be whether you get the 18 or the 21. So I should mention that the boat's available in those two sizes, right? There is no compact, so it's the 18 and 21. In the 18, you can get it with a 170 or 230. In the 21, it's simply a 230, and they're all going to come in that same color format.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Mike.
Yeah, of course. It's always a pleasure to come out and hang out with you guys.
Man. I got to try this with you last year.
Thank you, Bella.
And you're a consummate professional all the time.
I appreciate it, Manny.
All right.
Yeah, looking forward to doing it again soon.
All right, boss. Thank you.
Okay, take care.